For more interesting video, kindly subscribe my channel.
Well, thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure and an honor for me to come here. So are we doing simultaneous translation or I just go? I just go. So I believe most of you here are engineering students. Is that correct? Is that fair? Yeah. So I'll start with a mix of geopolitics and engineering, because that's what is going on today. If you look at big empires, and you look at the British Empire, you look at the American Empire, and any other empire, what you find is that they arise in energy transitions. So when you have a transition in energy, the way we move, the power that controls that transition tends to become a superpower. The British controlled steam, the steam engine and coal, they became a superpower. They had the British Navy, and we in India fought that empire, eventually got our freedom in 1947. After the British, the Americans came. Then the Americans managed the transition from coal and steam to petrol and the internal combustion engine. And now we are facing a new transition. We are facing a transition from the internal combustion engine to the electric motor, and from the fuel tank to the battery. And the real fight between the United States, which has a maritime vision of the world, and China, which has a terrestrial vision of the world, is about who is going to manage this energy transition. Who's going to control battery technology? Who's going to control the electric motor? Who's going to control the optics that will allow you to move? And if you look, people say, okay, we're moving into a phase of electric cars. But if you step back slightly, what you find is that a drone, an electric car, a high-speed train, they all have the same basic architecture. It's an electric motor with batteries and then some way of communicating with the world. Optics, and then you can add software and AI to that architecture. And so the entire battle that is taking place, the geopolitical battle, is about who's going to manage this transition from the internal combustion engine to the electric motor. And so far, the Chinese are winning that battle. They're winning the battle because they control battery technology, they control the electric motor, they control optics. And they control it because they are the biggest manufacturer, the biggest producer on the planet. Right? The United States used to be the biggest producer. Some of the older people here will remember a time when Cadillac was big, Ford was big. And now, instead of Cadillac, you have BYD. You have DJI. So the Chinese control of production is what has created massive political issues, and it's also given them a base to make this transition. So that would be a broad theme that I would put to you for discussion. We, of course, are China's neighbor, and we are close partner of the United States. So we are sitting right in the middle, right in the middle of where the forces are colliding. And they're colliding everywhere. If you look at Ukraine, what's interesting about Ukraine is the electric motor is destroying the internal combustion engine. The drone is destroying armor, is destroying tanks, is destroying artillery pieces that are powered by the internal combustion engine. So what the drone allows you to do and what the electric motor allows you to do is move in ways that an internal combustion engine just cannot do. And another way to think about it is an electric motor allows you to decentralize power. So it allows you to take power in a car and put it into 5 or 6 or 7 different places. It allows you to take power in a drone and decentralize it, maybe put four motors on either corner and make a quadcopter. So that to me is the technological battle that is taking place. On top of all this, you can overlay AI. So from production and from consumption comes data. The Chinese control production data. They're the only ones who know, who produce the data when things are produced. When this TV screen was produced, the Chinese have the data on how it was done. When the speaker was produced, the Chinese have the data on how it was done. The Americans don't. So the Chinese dominate production data, and the Americans in the Western world and in India, they dominate consumption data. So Uber is consumption data. Google is consumption data, right? So that's the data on which AI is going to work. And a lot of people say, well, AI is going to revolutionize things. Absolutely, it's going to revolutionize things. But the person who's going to have power in that revolution is the person who controls the data. And for example, in our part of the world, most of our data is controlled by the United States, by companies like Google, by companies like Uber, by companies like WhatsApp. So the Americans have a distinct advantage when it comes to communication, when it comes to consumption data. And that broadly is the fight that is taking place. Now, any questions you might have, I'd gladly answer. Thank you.
राहुल गांधी का EIA यूनिवर्सिटी कोलंबिया में दिया गया भाषण भारत के लोकतंत्र, विविधता और तकनीकी बदलावों पर केंद्रित था। उन्होंने कहा कि भारत की व्यवस्था चीन से अलग और अधिक जटिल है। लोकतंत्र पर वर्तमान में भारत में व्यापक हमला हो रहा है, जो सबसे बड़ा खतरा है। उन्होंने भारत की विविध भाषाओं, धर्मों और संस्कृतियों को ताकत बताया और कहा कि इन सभी को फलने फूलने का स्थान देना जरूरी है। इसके अलावा राहुल गांधी ने ग्लोबल ऊर्जा परिवर्तन, ड्रोन तकनीक, AI और वैश्विक राजनीति पर भी बात की। उन्होंने अमेरिका, चीन और भारत के वैश्विक भूमिका और शक्तियों की तुलना की। शिक्षा, स्वास्थ्य और मानवीय संबंधों को मजबूत करने की आवश्यकता बताई।